Hi guys, welcome back. Today we have a really insightful conversation that I'm so excited to have. We are going to be talking about owning your feminine power. So why is feminine power important? Well, simple. We live in a patriarchal society and masculine energy oftentimes run our workplaces. Masculine energy is often the leaders of our households and they usually have leverage in society overall. But do not fear, ladies, because we have our own superpower, and that is femininity. We aren't able to compete with men in physical strength, and who knows if there'll ever be a time in history where women are able to compete with men on a society level. However, this allows us to level the playing field. With that being said, this conversation is not about competition with men. It's not about earning male attention or doing any of these tools to seek the male gaze. These tools that I'm going to share are just some ways that have helped me to stand firm when I've lost my footing. And it's always good to just remember who we are sometimes. If you guys don't know me, my name is Bree from Everything Bree. And on this channel, we talk about femininity, personal development, and mindset. So if these are things that are interesting and important to you, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. So let's jump right in. Owning your feminine power. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is owning your decisions. What does that mean? That means if you say you're going to do something, do it. And don't do it because other people have expectations for you to do it. Do it because you told yourself you're going to do it. Think of it this way. Let's say you had someone in your life who always lied to you. Whenever they said that they were going to do something for you, they would fall off. Whenever they said they would be somewhere, they don't show up. You begin to lose trust in them. So imagine that the person that you're losing trust in is yourself, because there is always an audience watching. The audience that's watching is your internal audience. You're watching. So if you're the person that says that you're going to start working out and then you don't do it, or you're going to start dieting and you don't do it, it might seem like really innocent, it just is not easy. I don't want to do it. Or, oh, I'll start next week. I'll start next month. I'll start on the 1st. But subconsciously, you are realizing that you are lying to yourself. And then you begin to lose trust in yourself. I have a really perfect example when, this is challenging for me and it's something that I work towards all the time. Even starting this YouTube channel and making these videos, I told myself I was going to make videos once a week. But with Thanksgiving and to be fully transparent, I've been struggling with a little bit of anxiety in the last few days. It has been so challenging for me to just get started and set up and create a video. But I'm like, you know what? I told myself I would make these videos weekly. If I don't do it, it's not gonna get done. So my first tool for you today is to own your decisions. This is going to really help you to have more trust in yourself. And when you have that trust in yourself, you will be able to more rapidly accomplish your goals. Second way to own your feminine power is to own your liabilities. So what does this mean? Everyone has something that they feel like they can improve upon, whether it be a real liability or a perceived liability. And the reason why I say real or perceived is that everyone's perception is different. Something that you might not like about yourself, let's say, oh, I don't like my nose, I don't like my hair, I don't like my eyes. Another person could look at that and be like, oh, this person has the cutest nose. I love this person's hair. Oh, this person has beautiful eyes. If there's something about you that you feel like you need to improve upon, work towards it to improve it. Otherwise, own it and accept it. Owning your liabilities looks like not going out into the world and projecting and broadcasting what your insecurities are to others. What I heard an example of, which I thought was really insightful, and I think like this is the best example, I couldn't come up with anything better than this, is that person that you see them and they're like, oh my gosh, don't look at my pimple. And it's like, whoa, I wouldn't even have noticed that you had a pimple there. But now that you say it, yeah, there is a pimple. Just go out into the world and be the best version of yourself. How I like to say it is, don't desire anything that you cannot have. And if you have something that you want, work towards it. And that allows you to own your liabilities and not go out into your interactions with others wearing your insecurity on your sleeve. So, with that being said, yes, we're going to want to own our liabilities, but we're also going to want to own our strengths. So, that brings me to number 3 way to own your feminine power is to own your authenticity. That is the beauty of individualism, is that we are all different. Do you realize how special that makes you? Never ever in the history of the universe have you, in the design that you are, in the time that it is, existed. So own that. Find that thing that makes you different and own it. It could be anything. It could be a unique characteristic that you have. It could be your mindset, the way you think. It could be some talent or some strength that you have. It could be your creativity or your passions or your experiences or your accomplishments. Anything that makes you different, own it. I like to think about it this way. When there's some person saying about how they met the love of their life and they're like, oh my gosh, I knew that they were the one because they were so different than anyone I've ever met. You never hear anyone saying, this person is the love of my life because they're just like everybody else. No. Find the thing that makes you unique. Find the thing that makes a fire burn in you. Find your passion. Find your authenticity, and girl, own it. Owning your feminine power, number 4. Own your physical appearance. It may sound shallow, it may sound superficial, but it is what it is. In this world, people judge you on the way that you look, and first impressions are everything. And you know what they say, you never have a second chance to make a first impression. If you want to improve the perception of your perceived value, you have to prioritize your physical appearance. And why wouldn't you? You have this wonderful soul, this wonderful spirit, this beautiful light that lives within you, and this body that you're in is the vessel that carries that spirit. Take care of yourself. Take pride in your appearance. Put on things that make you feel good. Highlight your attributes. Take care of your health. Your confidence shines through like no other when you know you look good and you feel good in your skin. I like to think, and this is something that I also heard from someone else, is that when you go out, imagine that you're going to run into your ex-boyfriend with his new girlfriend. If you think of it like that, you are always going to want to present yourself in the best possible way. Now, that doesn't mean that, you wear a full face of makeup and hair done, nails done, everything did at all times. But just always go out and take pride in the way you look, because the way you look really follows over to the way that you feel. So if we're going to be talking about femininity, there's always going to be that polarity with masculinity. And men are visual creatures. If you are out in the world looking good, smelling good, and feeling your best, do not be surprised that you attract a lot of male attention. But because I'm telling you to always look good does not mean I'm saying this for the attention of men. The number 5 way to own your feminine power is to own your sexuality. So now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. Girls, the easiest way to lose your self-esteem, the easiest way to lose your self-valor is to give yourself away and then leave that situation feeling like you gave more than you got. Male attention is everywhere. Do not be impressed by it. Why I say that is that so many times I hear especially young women get so flattered by male attention that they feel that in order to continue getting the validation from men is that they have to give something back. And that is just the furthest from the truth. Have your personal boundaries. Don't be afraid to lose people that don't respect your personal boundaries. The person for you is going to accept your boundary and they're going to respect your choices. If you come across someone who is not accepting of your boundaries, don't be offended. Don't feel the need to pop off, go crazy on them. Men are going to test you. That's what they do. The person for you is going to accept your boundaries and respect your choices, and never be afraid to lose someone who doesn't. And that brings me to my last and final way to own your feminine power. Number 6, own your temperament. management of yourself and management of your emotions is essential. Craziness essentially is just the loss of self-control. And your feminine power is lost when you allow others to control your energy. This kind of goes back to what we spoke about in my last video. But I like to think of it like this, and this is another way that I can describe this. Investing positive emotions in anyone else without reciprocity is very, very expensive. If you're pouring into other people and your cup is not being refilled, eventually you'll get depleted. When depleted, eventually you're going to begin to resort to negative emotion like anger, like resentment, like fear. It is essential to own your temperament. You never want to be labeled or identified as the crazy girl who blew up because they didn't get their way. That is not being in your power. So these are some of the tools that have helped me stand my ground and be my genuine, authentic self. Please share with me in the comments which one of these resonated with you the most, or if you have any other ones that you can share that has helped you in the past. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next video.